Why am I standing for this video about, of all things, Marvel's Avengers, the video game? I don't know. It's because I feel like standing. Look who's standing over there, watching the window, trying to contemplate ways of escaping, right, Audrey? That's right, I'm always right. Anyhow, I wanted to talk about this game that I've been playing. Haven't been doing many videos recently, so I thought I'd do this one. I'm waiting for Young Rippa59 to do his video on some of his criticisms about this game. I've been listening to his streams about this game, and he's the reason why I wanted to get this game. I've been enjoying the game. I have my problems with it, of course. We'll get into some of those. So one problem I have with this game is those damn credits. They're too expensive. I understand the need to monetize this game. Yes, in order to give us future content, you have to monetize it some way. But come on, guys. The credit system is ridiculous. I saw the prices for it the other day. It's outrageous how much it costs. It truly is. And the reason why it bothers me, it being that expensive, is because a lot of kids are going to be buying this game. And a lot of kids are going to be like, Mommy, Daddy, I want $500 to buy these in-game currencies in order to get my Iron Man this specific costume, because the kids don't want to grind through this game, you know? So they want a way of getting these costumes as quick as possible, and, you know, they should give players an incentive to earn these. Like, for instance, if you play on Challenge 4, Brutal Difficulty on the campaign, you should get a certain amount of credits per level that you do. Say, for instance, if you're doing a Hive level, which is in like 6 stages, they should give you like 50 credits per stage that you do of a elite Hive mission or something like that. Something that's in stages like that. If not, you do a regular mission, especially the shorter ones, like some of those faction missions, the shield missions or inhuman missions, whatever they call them. Some of the shorter missions just give you like 25 or 50 or whatever. You know, just give players an incentive for playing on the higher difficulty, for getting the 5 stars. Give them something other than just the same rewards you'd get for playing on Challenge 1 or Challenge 2. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. I didn't notice much of a difference between playing on Challenge 2 and Challenge 4, especially now with the current update they got. You still seem to get the same amount of perks and gear and stuff like that, and you know, it's not motivating to play on those higher difficulties. You know, it just takes you longer. It's more of a grind. And I understand why some people are like, oh, you should only play on the higher difficulty. I get it. But if you're looking to build up your character's stats, it really doesn't make sense to play on the higher difficulty until you get to that 150 power level, which is just an amazingly ridiculous grind, in my opinion, to get to that level. Especially if you're looking to get all 6 of these characters, and in the future they're adding more DLC characters like Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, I think is her name. Hawkeye's daughter, I guess. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, that's one criticism I have. Another is the evade button. So you press the circle button on PS4 I got here. You press it once, you do like this dodge move. If you time it right, you do a perfect dodge. If you press it twice, you get this evade move, which like is basically usually like a roll for most characters, or like a quick dash, like Hulk does a little leap out of the way. Iron Man does like his jet boot thing, or whatever the hell you call it, out of the way of the attack. And so basically my complaint with that is that you can't move in any direction when you double click that circle button. So you lose control of your character. Even though it's for a slight second or two, you're still losing control of your character. And the more control you have over your character, especially in a game like this, the better. It doesn't make sense to not have full rotation of where your character's going when you hit that double circle evade button when you double tap that circle button to evade certain enemies. And sometimes that evade is really annoying because and part of that is due to this camera. The camera's still wonky. I was hoping that'd be an improvement with this update that they did, but it wasn't. And that was kind of a disappointment because they have these 3 camera options in the game. They have default, they have close, and they have wide. And all 3 are garbage in my opinion. Just garbage. I hate the camera in this game. I think it's just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Anybody excusing the camera in this game, wow. I'm happy you're fine with it. But I feel myself getting attacked from behind constantly, and it's annoying. And thankfully I read on their sort of update page for Square Enix or Crystal Dynamics, one or the other. It's the official Avengers game page that they got for this. They're gonna add more markers to let you know of when like incoming missiles are coming, so they're gonna give you better ways of dodging, which I'm happy about, quite frankly, because some of those dodging them sometimes is really annoying. At least I find it's really annoying dodging some of those, and I would basically like more means to you know, be able to dodge those rather than getting hit getting hit from the behind like a moron, get my ass smacked by some stupid robot for the 1,000th time in a row, especially when I'm playing on the harder difficulty and you're getting killed sometimes in like just 2 hits, sometimes even 1 if your health is like low enough along the health bar. It's just ridiculous how easy these NPCs can kill you. And quite frankly, it's amazing how the boss battles are easier, in my opinion, than some of these adversaries are. And this video is about to start from Ripa, so let me turn that volume down. He's doing the countdown now, so I'll watch that as soon as I'm done this and getting it ready for upload. All right, so no, what's another? Looking at my phone here. What's another problem I have with this game? Well, I already alluded to it before, and let's talk about it now. The damn camera. I want a wider option. When I click the wide option, I expect it to be back here, not there. You know, a wide option should be wide, and you should see enough around you to where, like, if you direct the camera above you like this, you should see your surroundings. It shouldn't just be like I feel like I'm out of control of the camera, and the camera's always like getting bonked behind objects, and like I'm trying to get the camera to rotate around without having to like literally do it myself with the analog stick, the right analog stick, but inevitably I have to because, you know, the camera just sticks in one spot, and it's just cumbersome. And I honestly don't understand how some people could be fine with a camera system like this. It's something that it seems like it'd be an easy fix because they already have this photo mode in there. And like I took one photo one time of this harm challenge I was doing, and there's this glitch where Thor, maybe it was because I just got to level 50 with him, and like suddenly he lost all of his hair. He looked like, honestly, he looked like Chris Hemsworth from Ragnarok, which was crazy. It was like, okay, is that going to be a future costume? I took a picture of it. I might use it as the thumbnail for this. I don't know if I can get that off my PlayStation. I don't really use the internet on my PlayStation all that much, but yeah. So we'll see what happens with this game. Now Ripa's doing his video, so I'm gonna walk over here so I'm not distracted by him talking about it. So yeah, what are some other complaints I have with this game? Because there are quite a few, man. There are quite a few. Okay, so the loading screens as well. This is a simple one while I'm trying to think of what else I have to say. I should have wrote this down. I'm much better to write things down, people. Remember, writing's better, especially when you're making videos like this. Look at how much of a mess like a front door is, and just craziness. So lazy. So loading screens. The loading screens, they take too damn long. I hate them. I hate, literally, that's my biggest gripe, is the freaking loading screens probably just take an astronomical amount of time to get through. Like, it's pretty ridiculous, in my opinion, how long the loading takes at times, especially when you're playing on a harder difficulty, and you're just getting bombarded, you're just getting killed by these bad guys constantly, and you, every like minute or two, you have to reset the checkpoint, and the loading screen takes a half hour. I think if they can't change the time that the loading screens take to load in or whatever, I think what they should do, they should at least have the loading screens contain the skins that your characters are wearing. Like, for instance, I just bought this costume for Iron Man. I'm currently maining as Iron Man. I really like him the most out of all the characters I've played. Maybe second is either Cap or Thor. I'm not really a fan of Hulk personally. I think he's okay. If anything, I think Hulk benefits from this camera, because like the camera's it's probably due to the fact that he's a tank character, though, is the reason why his camera isn't that bad. Like, it's still pretty fucking close on him, but it's not as bad as some of the other characters where it's way too close, especially when you're a mobile character and you're supposed to be more conservative when it comes to your health. It's kind of annoying having the camera just working against you to the point where you can't see missiles being launched at you. You're getting hit from the back while you're trying to fight people, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying. So what's another thing I wanted to bring up here? So the loading screens again, they should have the skin of the characters that, like, if you get to level 50 as Thor, you get this King Thor skin, and you know, when you pick that skin, it should pop up in the loading screen as well, because those loading screens, I like the poses that the heroes are doing. They look cool and all. It's just, I'm sick of seeing the same ones. I'd like to see how they look with the different skins on them. Kamala Khan, or whatever her name is, I could care less about Miss Marvel, but you know, I'd like to see the Iron Man skin that I got in the loading screen. I'd like to see the Thor level 50 skin that I got. I'd like to see the Hulk, you know, and all these various different, you know, just something simple. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't take too much to update that for these developers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do at some point, because like, it only makes sense. You got it. Okay. So what the hell else do I gotta cry and whine and moan about for a half hour about this damn game? Okay, how about this one too? Another simple one, another simple fix. And maybe you can already fix it. I haven't really checked the controls on it, but I doubt it, because it's still the action button. So when you're opening chests and strong boxes, I may be the only moron who has this happen, but I always have it happen to where I'm trying, especially as Iron Man, it's really annoying. I'm trying to open the strong box, like, or the crate, whatever the hell they call them, to get the gear or whatnot out of the box, and the way you have to press square, you literally, instead of pressing it right away to open the box, you have to sort of pause beside it for a second or two, make sure that the prompt comes up into the middle of the screen, and then you have to hold the square button, which is really annoying, because my Iron Man always does this uppercut, fly in the air thing. So it takes me a good 5 to 10 seconds to descend down, land, stand in front of the box again, wait for the prompt to come up, press and hold square again, and wait for like a second or two for it to open finally. It's really annoying, and a simple fix, I think, is to make it the defense or parry button, which is R2. Make it R2. Like, just press R2, and press and hold R2 and bam, you open the box, because R2 is a better option because it's a defensive thing rather than an attack that can send some of your flying characters upwards and just waste copious amounts of your time. If it's the defensive parry button, like for instance for my Iron Man, if I press and hold the R2 button for longer than a second or two or whatever, he makes this energy barrier, and that's convenient because if I'm getting attacked from behind, that energy barrier can at least provide some protection while I'm trying to open this box, especially if I'm just flying through the level and I'm trying to ignore all the NPC bad guys. Like I can just fly through it, press R2, press and hold R2 to open that box, and not worry about my damn Iron Man flying in the air like a buffoon, attacking nobody. You know, like, because that's really rather annoying in my opinion. And it doesn't make playing these characters feel very exciting when you're flying around doing an uppercut to nobody and you just look like a fucking moron. It's really stupid in my opinion. It's really and that could be a simple fix. Literally just switch the button from square to R2, and whatever the equivalent of that is on Xbox, I have no idea. So what else too? So the targeting system, I really don't like the lock-on system. I think what it is, you have to click in the R3 or the right analog stick. You have to click that down in order to lock on somebody. I never use it, even though I should, because like for villains, I noticed that like if you're in Iron Man's mech and I'm fighting Taskmaster, locking onto him as opposed to not does more damage. So my only problem with that is that it's a pain in the ass to do the lock on, because half the time you're not even thinking about it. You're in the mode like, okay, I'm trying to attack these guys. I'm trying to just in general attack this guy. And it's really nonsensical, and it's really irritating whenever your character is just attacking air. Like your character is just standing, and like also this is another problem with the damn camera. It's really hard to tell sometimes the distance between you and your adversary. So you'll be punching and you'll be thinking that your hits are landing, but they're not, because like he's another foot or two away from you, or the robot's another foot or two away from you. And I almost bit my tongue there, damn it. That kind of hurt. So, so yeah, that's a problem of mine. A simple fix for that would just be like to give this character, like Iron Man or whatever, or anybody for that matter, just the ability to like move into their punches rather than just stand in a spot, punch at air like a fucking moron. Meanwhile, like the guy is readying to shoot you, especially if they're about to shoot you and you're trying to hit them, but you're a foot or two away, and your attack obviously misses, and they land a missile strike on you, and you're downed, and you're trying to get that 5-star, and you're pissed, and you're restarting the checkpoint yet again because of your stupid AI companions. I still haven't played online, by the way, so I have no complaints about the online. I can't wait till they fix those damn AI companions, because they are really bad. Really bad. Just abysmal. But before I was playing this Avengers game, I was playing the Ghostbusters video game that they remastered for PS4. It's probably available for all the other systems as well. But I'm playing that game on the toughest difficulty. I think they call that difficulty professional. And I'd say the AI companions in that game are even worse than the Avengers game, because the companions in that like are virtually no help at all. If anything, they are a nuisance, because you'll be trying to do something, you'll be trying to trap a ghost in like a specific way in order to like get a trophy or whatever I was trying to do before, but they'll literally be no help. They'll help you when it's least helpful, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I got this ghost dealt with, and I'm trying to trap it on my own to get like a trophy on PS4 or whatever the hell I was trying for with that game. But yeah, it's just It's really annoying, and yeah, that's a little tangent. That's a little tirade about that Ghostbusters game. But anyhow, it's a similar thing with this Avengers game. It's not the worst companion AI I've ever seen, but it's pretty bad at some points, and I found myself just cussing up and down the walls at the highest volume I can, punching my couch because I'm so pissed. I mean, this game is like anxiety-inducing mess at certain points, especially when you're playing on the hardest difficulty and you don't have your character stats all the way up. So I think from now on, with this Avengers game, I'm probably just going to play on Challenge 3 until I get my Iron Man up to the top stats, and then I'll do Challenge 4 from now on, and then I'll start playing online with people. And we'll see how that goes. I think it'll go well, because I genuinely do like this game a lot. You know, even though I do have quite a lot of problems with it, I don't think it's a lost cause like some people are writing it off to be. Like Cranky Carlos giving it a 4 out of 10, and that Jim Sterling nutter, not so slim Jim Sterling, giving it a God knows what. I hate that guy's videos. That guy's such a putz. Like all the critics I've heard, like giving this like average, you know, I can understand the average ratings at this point, and I appreciate when they're honest about it, you know, but some of the people just complaining, and like their complaints start and stop with the cosmetics, and they're treating the microtransactions as if that's the end all be all. Oh my god, that's like just ruining this game. And it's like, give it some time. Give it some time. This is one of those games that you need to give time to. This is a live service game, and everybody's saying that in the review, trying to milk the advertisers, milk the viewers, because they're like, oh, we got to pump out this review for Avengers. And it's just like we got to give it time. Like, this game, you're supposed to play it online with people. It's not perfect at launch, obviously. It still isn't perfect now. They're updating it. Thankfully, they're not just abandoning it. You know, and I just... I'm kind of annoyed with the people that just wrote this game off. You know, they... Because a lot of people, like myself included, like... before I even bought this game, before I even played it, I was like one of those assholes that's just like, oh, this game's trash. This game's garbage. And it's like... literally, Young Ripa called me out on his stream one time. I'm commenting, this game's garbage constantly. You're doing whatever, being an asshole. And he called me out, and I just had to stop and think, like, wait, why am I doing this? Like, what do I have against this game? The fact that there's microtransactions and a few dumbasses trying to get money from schmucks like you and I. I mean, like they got these advertisers paying for their reviews, and yet they're complaining about microtransactions and shit. There's something hypocritical about it with some of these people criticizing this game. It's almost like they don't want these developers to have a successful game. They just want a narrative-driven game like Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4. And they just want it to start and stop there. And it's like... okay, it's like I liked Spider-Man PS4 just as much as the next guy, but once you're done with that game, and it's very easy to get the Platinum Trophy on that game, by the way, once you get it, like, it's done. I tried to go back to play it because after you complete it, I believe there's this new game plus mode where they allow you to play it on a harder difficulty, and I tried that for a bit. But I just like, I was so bored with it after a certain point. I'm just like, no, sorry, I'm not going through all that again, because I already know what happens in the story. There's no tension. If you would have given me that harder difficulty from the start, and if you would have given players the incentive to play it from the harder difficulty by making that Platinum Trophy like the one that you achieve by playing it on the harder difficulty, then I probably would still be playing this game, because from what I played of that game on the hardest difficulty after I beat it, the 100%ed it the first time around, you know, the difficulty was pretty difficult, you know, to be redundant with my word choice there. Yeah, it was pretty fucking difficult playing that game for the second time on the hardest difficulty. But you know, there's no incentive to do it on the hardest difficulty. And again, that harkens back to what I was saying about there being really no incentive to play the hardest difficulty on this game as well. It's fun, it's challenging, yes, but you don't seem to get any extra gear. You don't seem to get any extra anything. And again, I'll bring it up yet again. The solution to that is simple. Give players a credits system. Apparently, like in an update they're doing for this game some point near the end of this month, or the 20-something, like probably the 23rd or 25th, they're doing an update where they're going to give players like a bunch of like tokens or credits and whatnot so they can buy a legendary skin off the store. I can't wait for that because there's one last skin I wanted, and it's this Thor skin where he's got like gold plating on his armor, and I just like that look for Thor for some reason. Like, he's clean shaven, and it's the furthest away from the movies because most of the costumes, except for like the King Thor one, because I don't think we haven't seen that from the movies yet, sort of King Thor. But I don't really like the helmet of that one for some reason. I don't know why, it looks fakey to me for some reason. So I really want to get that like gold plated Thor armor, whatever the hell they call that, Golden Age probably, or whatever. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm not sure if this is a live stream that he's doing or not, but we'll see in a second here. Is there anything else, though, I gotta complain about with this game? Because, like, I'm probably gonna be done making this video at some point soon, and then gonna be like, what the hell? Like, I forgot about that, I forgot about this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Darn it. But yeah, I'm a fan of this game. Like, I have... if I was to rate it, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 at this point. I think there's much room for improvement. I don't think it's like the Averagers, as some people have joked. I like Angry Centaur Gaming. I think that was his like thumbnail, calling this the Avengers or Average, something with average in the title. He did some sort of pun there. And I like that guy's reviews, and I do agree with a lot of his points. I agree with actually most of the critics' complaints with this game as far as some of the criticisms. You know, this is far from a perfect game. Anybody trying to classify it as perfect is just delusional, in my opinion. Clearly it has problems. Anybody playing this game now would tell you, yes, this game has problems. It's not perfect, but hey, it's going to get there. And in order to get there, we have to, you know... we have to let the developers know, hey, this is what you guys can do to better our experience in playing it, to give us more incentive to want to go through that grind in bettering these characters and their stats and all the gear and stuff like that. Because I just looked at this, Forbes article, and Forbes has been a big advocate for this game. Like, there's this guy, I forget his name, but he does these articles for this game constantly that I've seen pop up on my phone recently, and just hearing him break down, because I'm about like at level 136, 137 for my Iron Man, the power level at this point, obviously level 50 for Iron Man. But yeah, like Forbes have done a bevy of wonderfully informative articles about this game, basically letting you know, like hey, this is what you have to do to get to the top level, blah blah blah. It's great. I mean, I've really yeah, I've really enjoyed those articles. Just read one today about the grindiness and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully they give us more incentive. Hopefully they give us more incentive to do so. That's my hope. Obviously, another thing I hope they do, and for some reason I wasn't even thinking about this, so I should have started off with it. Another thing I want them to do is obviously add more villains. Like, so when you look at the villains list, they say there's 6 villains in this. And I don't know why, but I consider that to be a lie. Because I honestly do not consider warships and warbots to be villains. That is absurd. Even though they are arguably the most fun to play of the villain sectors, in my opinion, are the warbots and the war ships. Because they are, like, and there's a specific strategy to them as well. You know, where if you're a grounded character like Captain America or a Black Widow, for instance, you have to jump like on these elevating platforms that send you into the air so you can land on the warship. However, why the hell the warship would be surrounding these spots is a little bit comedic in my opinion. But to each their own, and plus these are mindless drones we're talking about here, so they aren't exactly the brightest of the bunch of bulbs they got at part of the set or whatever. Okay, so what else do I have to complain about with this damn game to you guys? Well, yeah, like a lot of the complaints I was gonna bring up too, in all honesty. Like I'm looking at Ripa's video here, and he's shown cutscenes from the campaign, and I think yeah, I did read on their article that they're going to be allowing players a way of replaying that campaign, which I'm happy about because I did enjoy the campaign, and I wouldn't mind replaying some of the levels again, especially the MODOK fight at the end, especially with the fact that I'm getting all my characters maxed levels and maxed stats and gear and all this stuff. You know, it'd be really fun to play that last boss battle with all your characters in the tip-toppiest of shapes, you know what I mean? Instead of just going in there and like as soon as you hit that like power level, you basically just like go whatever. Let's just go and kick this guy's ass so we can get done with this campaign and then move on to the other content they have. So yeah, genuinely, I can't wait to see what they do with the rest of this game. You know, there's a lot of potential here. It's not a lost cause like some people are writing it off as. I think some people are just butthurt over the fact that, like Ripa says, that this is not MCU, the video game, which I'm happy about in hindsight, because at first when this was like first shown, I was like, oh, this kind of looks pseudo-realistic and just trying to basically ape off the success of the MCU movies. But it really isn't that in the long run. There's more to this game, and this game, in some senses, it does have more heart than some of those MCU movies, in my opinion. Like there's this, like during the campaign, there's this wonderfully moving scene with Captain America and Iron Man, and it's just beautiful, and it's like it showcases their friendship, the friendship between those fictional characters way better than the MCU movies ever did. Like in the MCU Marvel movies, Iron Man and Captain America, they seem like the furthest thing from being friends. Like once in a while they say kind of a nice thing to each other here and there, but most of the time it's just like, are they friends? Like it doesn't seem like it most of the time. It just seems like they happen to be in the same company working for one another, and their political ideologies are totally different, and like they're always bickering and bitching at each other. Whereas in this game, they have a genuine friendship. Like each of these characters like have depth to them, and that's why I can't wait to replay this campaign again, because there's a lot of fun. And even Kamala Khan, I mean, I really liked her. A lot of people, Ripa included, like say, oh, I hate her, and if you play as her on my stream, you're not allowed to play with me. And I think that's a little too extreme in my opinion. You know, if somebody wants to main as Kamala Khan or Miss Marvel, whatever she's called, then you know that's fine. Let them be, because she's got some cool powers. I won't lie. I like her high five move where she just like slams her hand into people in front of her. I mean, like she's got hella range on her. So I really wouldn't mind like upping her stats in some way in the future, because she is genuinely a fun character to zip around as, and if anything, she gives us a sense of how Spider-Man will play on the PS4, PS5 when we get him exclusively to the Sony consoles, because unfortunately Sony are sticklers when it comes to Spider-Man now after they found out how much of a success their PS4 Spider-Man game was. So it's like, oh, haha, we're gonna make an exclusive then for Marvel's Avengers. So yeah, is there anything else I want to whine and cry about? Not too much. I think the main things I wanted to whine and cry about I've already said. And another thing I'd like to see too, I'd like to see these voice actors do a bit more work. You know, like I'd like to hear more dialogue from these characters, because a lot of it I feel has already been used. And, you know, they're, like, for these caliber actors, these caliber voice actors, I don't know, I guess I was expecting to hear more, because the campaign's pretty short. And a way they can do that, in my opinion, is in the waiting zone on the Quinjet, like, where you're just waiting for the mission to load in. They should have just, like, little interactions and quips with one another, where they're just... you know, they're just joking with each other, they're talking, or doing whatever. Like, just add some humanity to these characters, rather than just have them sit silently on the Quinjet and just, like, do these generic poses over and over and over again. It removes any of the heart and soul that these characters had during the campaign, and it just makes them look like cartoon cutouts, and if they want to remove that, if they want to remedy that more so, they should get these voice actors in for another weeks of work, and just get them to do like interactions with one another. Say for instance, if you're playing as Thor and Hulk is sitting across from you, like it'd be fun to hear an interaction between them, like an argument about who the strongest Avenger is or something like that, and they can both be bickering, and they can allude to a fight that they had in the past or something in this in-game universe. I don't know, something to give this game more of a historical context as far as these characters are concerned. Like, they do a great job with those audio logs, I guess, but at a certain point I just stopped caring about them. I'm just like, I'm not listening to all of these, like, especially the Bruce Banner ones. Of all the voice actors, I really don't like the guy playing Bruce Banner, and I think his name is Troy Baker. I don't know why. Like, he's okay, but he does this really annoying thing where he pauses for extended periods like that. And it's really annoying. It got irritating so quick. And once you pick up on it, if you haven't played this game and you're watching some of the cutscenes, you'll pick up on it like that. And you'll just be like, is this as far as you're taking this performance? Because I know what you're doing, but it's... I get it. I get it. He's nervous. You know, but I found it to be grating at a certain point, and it just extended some of the cutscenes needlessly, especially those audio logs. You can really hear how just one note and one-dimensional his performance is when you're listening to those audio logs. I mean, it's just... He's by far the weakest of the cast. Let's just leave it at that. He's the weakest of the voice cast by far, in my opinion. Everybody else does a magnificent job, but I really didn't like the voice actor for Bruce Banner. Yeah. I would have rathered it just been Hulk, and like have it be 100% Hulk, just lumbering around saying, "I Hulk, I smash," because you know, at least you like Hulk, whereas Bruce Banner in this is just kind of a wimp, and You know, but like even then, like the writing in the campaign for him is pretty good, and he has a nice relationship with Kamala as well. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any more. Like Ripa's video just ended, so mine's going on longer than his ideas for making this game better. So if that's a sign of the quality of his video compared to mine, I mean, like that's enough for you there. Yeah, so basically I was inspired to do this because he was doing this video, and I thought, you know, let me throw my hat in there because I've been playing this game for long enough now. And again, I put the asterisk there. I haven't played online yet, so I'm not going to judge it like for the matchmaking and stuff like that because I just have no experience on that front. But I reckon by the time I get to having my Iron Man flying around in the online sectors, I'm pretty sure it'll be patched up and ready to kick ass there. Right now I'm just focused in on getting that character all the way up to 150, and then boom, we'll jump into some online play, and then you'll probably not see me do videos ever again because I'll forever have a full-time job of playing Marvel's Avengers because sometimes that's what it feels like. It does feel like a full-time job at certain points, especially with those challenge cards and stuff like that. It's just nonsensical how repetitive some of those tasks can get. Okay, and yeah, and one final thing, because I actually did a video of this like yesterday or the day before where I was playing, where I was like making a video like this, but I was like literally playing the game, and like I tried to edit it down, but I'm just like, this is nonsense, man. It was an hour and a half of me just rambling incoherently. I probably could have cut it down to a good 10 minutes, but I'd rather do something like this that I don't have to edit down, where you can just see me fumbling around with the camera, getting it all shaky like it's some creepy found footage film or whatnot. And yeah, I'm sitting down here, Audrey. Sorry about that, girl. Look at that cat. That's what I want in Marvel's Avengers, guys. Give me a cute cat any day. At least Miles Morales, the video game, has given us that, right, Audrey? I can't wait for Tom Holland, Marvel's Tom Holland PS5 to come out. I can't wait to play that game again. Forget about it. So yeah, another thing that I mentioned in that video that I just remembered is that I want to see more levels that are specifically made for these characters. Like, I want to see an Iron Man level where it's all about flying either downwards or upwards, where like you're in this like extended machine pipe of some kind, where it's like this endless pit of just like drones being made and stuff. And I want to see like an Iron Man solo mission where you can just fly around, zip around, blast at bad guys, land on platforms, do specific missions. I think they need to have more missions instead of just having like generic machine rooms. They should have like for instance, there's this room, and I got this idea because there's like this hollowed out section of this floor where you can see all the inner workings of this factory underneath in this AIM facility, and you're just seeing like this endless pit of drones just zipping around. And I was, as Iron Man in that level, just thinking, man, that would be so cool to have a level where you're flying downwards or even upwards or wherever. And it's got this sense of verticality where you're just playing as this character, and your mission is to like get to the heart, get to the bottom of this pit. And then once you get to the bottom of it and you defeat some sort of big monster or villain or whatever, and you destroy all the drones and they're exploding as you're flying upwards, and you're trying to escape out of there as fast as possible. And it basically gives you incentive to utilize that perk that Iron Man has. Like, he has this option where he can fly faster by pressing the X button, and I've never felt the need to use that because most of the environments are small enough to where like I'm not going to want to fly around at top speed unless I'm just an asshole, especially if I'm playing online. Why the hell would I want to fly at max speed? Like when I forget what the option is. The other option's flares, and I got the I forget what the option I picked was. Maybe it's like the auto, like, or maybe it's like more damage on your weaponry, which makes the most sense, at least to me. Like when you're flying around as Iron Man, obviously you want your lasers, and I use the lasers the most as Iron Man. Obviously, those are the coolest. Although I don't like I don't like how for Iron Man's laser attacks, I kind of do like it how like it's a he does like the spin move, so it basically affects everyone around. But sometimes it's annoying because like especially if you're flying with people in the air or robots in the air or whatever, bad guys in general, and you're trying to swipe at them with the lasers, it's kind of annoying. And like for the heavy attacks, the heavy melee attacks, I like using the repulsors obviously the most. The rockets are just bunk in my opinion. The rockets do a lot of damage, but they seem to run out pretty quick. At least from what I've played, like I think you get like 4 or 5 hits with the rockets, and then they're done, and you gotta wait for it to load a bit, and then you get another rocket here and there. So yeah, I flip flop between the repulsor blasts and the lasers as Iron Man. Trying to think. What else do I gotta say, Audrey? What else? So I already said more villains. More locations, obviously. Like it'd be cool to visit Asgard with Thor, and that's another thing. Like have a separate mission with Thor, just Thor alone, where like you specifically build the level around this one character. You know, like give if you want to make this a split between single player campaign and multiplayer content, give players incentive to play single player other than just grind through it and get their characters to the max stats. Give them individual missions where, you know, and similar to the campaign had a number of examples like that where you could only play it as one specific character because it was specifically built that way. That's why a lot of the campaign missions are, you know, they have more of an epic quality about them, whereas like the levels we got now, like you kind of grow numb to the environments, like, and you kind of get this claustrophobic sense of been there, done that. All the puzzles are very basic. Sometimes they're very annoying, like because you know exactly what you're supposed to do, and usually you know exactly where the buttons are. But sometimes it's a pain in the ass, and you feel like you're going insane having to locate all these buttons again and again and again. Especially if you're playing like the Hulk or something. He's too goddamn slow, that fucking big boy. I hate the Hulk. I hate playing as Hulk. In all honesty, he's my least favorite character by a wide margin. By a wide margin, I do not like playing as the Hulk. At least from what I've played so far, I don't mind him. Like, at least he can take a lot of damage, so I don't mind playing as him for that. But in regards to just how lumbering and how slow he is, I really can't stand playing as the Hulk. I understand why some people really like him, because he is the tank. He's the only big beastly tank character that you get to play as, other than maybe if you count Iron Man when he gets into his Hulkbuster. Like, I like that heroic move from Iron Man, but other than that, it's really only Hulk that you get as the big beastly character. So hopefully they add in like other tank type characters, because if they're adding any new characters, it only makes sense to give us another big monster character like Hulk. I'm trying to think of somebody outside of the X-Men or Fantastic Four lore in regards to that, like that you could be able to play as. Because I think what Marvel's doing, or at least the studio behind this game, I think what they're doing is they're trying to use specific Avengers characters. They're not trying to dive into those X-Men characters or Fantastic Four characters just yet, because I think the plan is that if this game's enough of a success, and I presume that it has been a success for them, I presume what they're going to do is they're plotting on making an X-Men game or a Fantastic Four game. One or the other. Either way, it'd be cool to see either one happen. Fantastic Four obviously makes sense because it's 4 characters, and in this you get to play 4-player co-op and stuff online, And yeah, I'm getting a phone call here that I'm just going to ignore because how dare you call me at this point in time when I'm making a freaking video, you buggers. Wow, they were very persistent. Very persistent. That's how you know it's important. And I'm declining that call. So if you're watching this and I've declined your call, don't care. Don't care. Yeah, because the only thing I care about now, damn it, is for this fucking game to improve. I want it to improve. I want everybody to stop bullying each other on Reddit. Stop being assholes to each other over this fucking game. It's just a game. Get over it. If you don't agree with somebody's opinion, shut the fuck up and don't give a shit about it. Don't care. Don't care. If you got an improvement, like if somebody says, hey, they should add this to the game, and you're one of those assholes that's like, screw you, they shouldn't do what you say, and meanwhile you're one of these hypocrites that, like, in another part of the internet, you're going, oh, I hope they improve on this, I hope they improve on that. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because you have no spine, and you're criticizing other people for recommending improvements that they should make in regards to this game, because the people that are recommending ways of improving this game genuinely want to see this game get better, whereas some people just don't even have this game and yet they're throwing out ways to improve it, and it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even have this game. And someone will be like, yes I do, how can you prove I don't have this game? Like, I can't prove anything. I'm just guessing that you don't have this game because I'm reading through what you're saying here, and it sounds like you have no grasp on what the hell this game's about. You maybe watched a playthrough or two, maybe a review or two as well, and then gave up from there. Just presumed that you knew everything about it, because I sure didn't know anything about it after watching the Cranky Carlos review. I sure didn't know anything about it after watching the Not So Slim Jim Sterling review. Like, these guys, like, they're so annoying. Their try hard comedy is just so cringeworthy. It's like, cut me a break here, you guys. Like, why don't you try filming yourselves in one shot like any reasonable person would do, and just talk about the game rather than try to sugarcoat it with all these stupid gimmicks and all these stupid costumes that just make you look like morons. Like, it's embarrassing. But whatever, I'm trying to think, is there anything else before I cut this video off? I've complained about these YouTubers that are crying and whining about this game. I've said my piece on what I'd like to see improved. Also, another thing I want to see improved, I'm sick and tired of when I play this game at certain points, my PS4's fan, and I got a PS4 by the way, so it makes no sense for the fan to be doing this. It sounds like a fucking jet engine when I'm playing this game sometimes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is. Like, it's so annoying. I don't remember any other game that I've played ever doing that. Maybe I have a slim memory in regards to it, but I don't remember any game being that as bad as this. Like, it's just ridiculous in my opinion. It's almost as if, like, it's almost as if these dummies didn't play test this game in certain ways. It's like they play tested it for a bit and then they just said, that's done. It's like, did you guys not notice how loud the fans are when you're playing this game? It's ridiculous. It sounds like I'm on a fucking train, you know? Like, like constant rattling, and I think my PS4 Pro is gonna explode. It's so stressful, man. It's like, why is it that loud? Especially when it's just on the main menu screen. It's like, this makes no sense. What the hell could it possibly be loading here? Like, that makes no sense to me. None. I understand this is a multiplayer game and it's connected online and shit, but it fucking makes no sense to me why the hell the fans like that, and I'm not even playing online. Makes no damn sense at all whatsoever. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. I don't know. I think that's about it, you guys. Like, if anything, I think the base of this game is just fine, you know, and I'm trying to think of what else, you know, like, because like I was saying at the start of this video, I swear, as soon as I finish this and I'm uploading it, halfway through the upload, I'll probably be like, ugh, darn, I forgot about that one important thing, that most important thing about the most important topic of the century, and that is Marvel's Avengers, the video game. Most important topic of the century. Yeah. Bloody video game. Yeah, a lot of ums and ahs and dead air in this video. I love it. Dead air. That's the sign of quality content. Just dead air. Silent. Me trying to think of what the hell I'm talking about and coming up empty. Coming up short as usual, Johnny boy. So on that note, I'm making a mockery of myself. Let's end it there, you guys. This was fun. It's always fun to talk with you about movies, video games, music, God knows what anymore. Politics eventually, probably. Who knows? Everybody's throwing their hat into the stupid politics of the world. I hate politics so much, and I hate people that go, oh, if you're not on one side, you're a traitor, blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut up. You guys don't know what you're talking about, most of you. And if you do know what you're talking about, you're so absorbed with one side or the other that you don't care to hear any opinions or let alone facts from the other side of the aisle, which is just ridiculous. Anyhow, I'm going on this political tangent now. Anyhow, after an hour of nonsense of if you listened all the way through, I wish I could award you in some way or another. Wish I could send you a medal for finishing this nonsensical video. In fact, any video of mine that has ever been like this length or longer. I mean, if you've sat there and watched it through the whole duration, kudos to you. I mean, I genuinely wish I could send you a badge or a medal or something. Maybe someday we'll get there. Maybe someday we'll have the Jonathan Abbott challenge. If you get all the way through this damn video, you get a medal. You get a trophy. Woo! Anyhow, enough of my bitching, enough of my whining, enough of my cussing. Thanks for watching, you guys. It's always fun talking with you, and it's fun having my cat sit here throughout the whole duration. Well, I forcibly sat here anyway. She's like, this is my part of the couch now, John boy. And yeah, take care, everybody. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all next time.